Now is the time.
Forever? Tangent. Old.
Halt.
Hashtag always MGM.
You are approaching the unloading area.
Calm down. AK haters.
But what if it could?
Behold, the majesty of the Sistine ceiling.
For the kids.
A salute to all theme parks, but mostly Walt Disney World.
Ha! What a cute ending.
Aloha and
Don't Dillo it.
This is Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and we are here in the podcast feed on May the 22nd, 2025. It's actually May the 19th, 2025. But if you're listening, and I think most of you are, because you're not at DillosDizResort.com right now. That's our Patreon with memberships beginning as low as $1 per month, DillosDizResort.com. If you're not there right now, then you're listening in the podcast feed, and it's Epic Universe's opening day.
Yay.
We made it.
We did it.
We didn't go.
No.
No. We didn't do a preview.
No.
We saw the pop-up at 30 Rock at Rockefeller Center there.
We went to a portal.
There was a portal with a giant screen.
You couldn't walk through it.
You couldn't walk through it. Somewhat disappointing.
And by somewhat, he means very.
It's very disappointing. I wanted to walk through the portal. But we are here at DillosDizResort.com. We have had an epic month of podcasts. All our guests prior to this episode had visited Epic Universe during our preview. OPP, operating participant Paul, he was there in March.
Mm-hmm.
Adam and his smoke detector were there in early April. And our friend Justin Monorail, closely associated with today's guest, was there just a couple of weeks ago. But we couldn't have like any kind of universal preview of any kind now that it's opening day officially without today's guest. Yes?
Yes, obviously.
We haven't done like this kind of episode where we're dropping it 3 days after we record in a while.
Yeah.
Which means we have a bunch of episodes already in the what's it called? In the tank? In the
can?
In the can. That's the word I'm looking for. It's in the can already. So things to look forward to in the coming weeks. The Stride Sisters.
Yep.
Which is a wonderful podcast about Run Disney. Make sure to check out their podcast. That's coming up. Rick and Bob Allen, which is going to be such a great episode. I don't get really super excited promoting, but here I am doing it right now. So that's something to look forward to. And of course, we will have a salute to all attractions, but mostly Muppet Vision 3D prior to its closure in just 2 weeks. Totally fine. Just brought it down at the end. I should have started with that one and ended with the other two.
With the exciting things.
But here we are. It's Epic Universe's opening day. So let's bring Stephers right into it. She's here already because she's not in the green room. She's just on mute here.
I saw you go to press the button. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't get her out of here.
My hand almost went down, and so
I can just leave, come back. I'll walk away and I'll walk back in. Will that make it better? I don't.
Welcome, Stephers.
Stephers.
You said to unmute when I was ready, and then you were like, wait, but then she's already here, and
I ruined it by going. So Stephers. Oh, I said her name.
Yeah, I will say, hello. It's great to be here. I have to say, though I am honored, I'm not sure if the one person who did not actually go to Epic Universe is really the selling point for the opening day episode of Epic Universe. I mean, it's fine. Listen, I'm not going to complain. I'm still going to talk about it because I'm hype. Yeah. But now I just feel like we're all sad.
Correct.
That's
the vision.
Oh, the vision is sadness. Got it.
Correct.
Got it. All right, I'm here. I'm focused.
We did the lead up with all the excitement, all the reviews, all the things. Yay. We weren't going.
No.
Stephers, you love Universal, but we also knew you wouldn't be there by opening day, so you could be with us in this. So you are not the only person. You are one of 3 in this room, this virtual room, who has not been. So we're all in this together.
Wrong franchise.
Mhm.
Wrong.
It's epic FOMO with Stephers. As the name of the
Oh, that's
episode.
exactly what.
Oh, that's gonna be the title of this episode. And
Yeah.
you know what? I'm here for it. I'm okay with it. I've accepted my fate. I will tell you, our great buddy Justin Monorail, during his endeavors.
Yeah.
Well, wait, what's today? Yeah, endeavors. I think by the time people are listening to this, it's endeavor. No. His next endeavor is not until next week. Yeah, by the time people are listening, it's already been one, but it'll be more than I can even count on my hands.
Yeah.
By the time I get there, he spams pictures. Looks great. And I just cry in my phone. I'm like, why can't I be there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is a legitimate first question here, Stephers. Is
Yes.
the FOMO real during this entire preview? What have been your feelings? Where have you ebbed and flowed? What's it been like?
The excitement to dabble in all the things is there. I will say FOMO during previews kind of real. However, realistically, I don't know if I want to go to this park in the first 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, number one, what's today? We are in May. We're almost in June, summer in Florida. Absolutely not. Couldn't pay me enough to go to the parks in the summer of Florida. I know Florida is a summer all year round kind of vibe, but I get too hot too easily, and I know that I will have a not great time.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I did have a friend offer me a November kind of vibe.
Like during a meetup in November, Stephers?
It's just something I'm contemplating.
Oh,
Just thinking about it. The FOMO is real in terms of being one of the first people to see it. Obviously, that's something that Frank, you like Galaxy's Edge, that whole vibe. Like, it's just new. Let me take this all in. I'm gonna cry no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I've tried to not see too many spoilers. I've obviously seen pictures of the park, but ride-wise, I'm trying to not necessarily see anything. I'm trying to kind of go in fresh. But I did ask Justin how motion sick I'd get on things, because that's important, because
sure.
Well, I'm a motion sickness girly. So,
I get it.
Yeah. FOMO's real. I can't say I'm missing out by not going in the summer.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned Galaxy's Edge, because I said the same exact thing when Galaxy's Edge was going to open. I was like, I'm not going to the parks for like 6 months. I don't want to be anywhere near the studios. Like, opening day.
Yeah,
I'm there opening day. That's totally fine. But it's funny that you mentioned Epic in November. I almost texted Jen this morning and go, what nights do we have booked? It's one of those days, an Epic Universe day. I almost texted Jen that this morning. So it is kind of funny that you bring
there
that
an Epic meetup as part of the meetup?
See, the thing is when you have friends that also work at the parks, that's my other thing is being unemployed. Let's not talk about that. We'll talk about that offline, because Frank has already dug that wound and kind of scraped it out. I have to be smarter with my finances.
Sure.
And when you have friends that work at the parks, that could potentially get you a friends and kind of fam deal here.
Sure.
Patience is a virtue, and that is something Stephers needs to kind of take advantage of during these troubling times. So Epic Universe will happen when that happens.
Like November during
like November.
where we could all hang out together.
We're all in this together.
We have to say, since we last talked, you guys have finally met in person.
We did. We even have a photo to prove it.
I mean, you needed that. No one was going to believe it.
Absolutely nobody was going to believe it.
But I mean, prior to meeting Frank, you had met me. You had met Mr. Snidillo. You had met the current 10-year-old and 8-year-old who were younger at that time. You had met all of us before meeting Frank. But finally, 2025 hits. You guys meet up. How did it all go?
We ate. We dined. We dabbled. Frank got to witness my quality driving.
Mm.
Okay, don't. That was not. You didn't sell that at all. You did. I was Frank's Uber. It's little.
Right.
Number one. Number two
was kind enough to pick me up at the hotel. Yes.
Correct. I will say the restaurant we went to is now Jackson's favorite restaurant.
Oh, have you been back there? I should have asked you that. Yes.
Yeah, we actually just went back for his birthday a couple weeks ago. So it was very good. And it was great. Photographic evidence was necessary. What you see is what you get from both of us, respectfully. Like
right. No one was any different. No one was like, wow, you're a lot different, like when we're just hanging out. It wasn't like that.
We got to see how short I am in person, but like was it supposed to be weird? I
think Stephers is.
I don't think anyone asked if it was weird. That was not my question, Stephers.
It was implied by your tone.
I didn't say, hey, was it weird? I was like, yay, you guys met. How'd it go? And you're like, it wasn't weird. No one said that. I don't. What do you mean?
I mean, I think what Stephers is saying is everything she expected.
Good food, good friends, good fun.
Oh
yeah. Okay, you nailed it. I thought I was going to be redundant.
Good food, good friends, good fun with Frank. It's all the F's.
With Frank, that was too far. One step too far.
All right. Oh, good question from Lewis. Is Stephers a better Uber driver than him? And you know what? We can add Theme Park Rob in this too. So
no. I will already take myself out. Theme Park Rob is quality Uber driver.
Lewis versus Stephers. All right, Lewis versus Stephers.
You want me to rank the three?
No. Oh, do you want? Stephers wants to remove. I think we have to remove TPR, the official Uber driver of the Dillo's Resort.
I mean, but I need like three to like that.
Okay, fine. Rank them.
TPR, Stephers, and Lewis.
It should have been one of those things, on Hot Ones where it's like you either answer this question or like the gate, like the Tonight Show or whatever, where they're like, you can answer this question, or you could take a shot, or you could take a bite, or that should have been what this was.
Pleading the fifth. Who drove Galaxy's Edge morning? I forget who was in the driver's seat with Angela yelling. Justin. Oh, so Justin could have been in there too.
We could have.
Justin could be counted in that because and he should get extra points because Angela was threatening him the whole time.
That's true. She was like, "I know jujitsu." Yeah, there was that.
I miss her. She deserves a text.
You know who was at our last meetup? Angela Dawson.
That's not. Yeah, I understand. Let me tell you, I texted her day of. I said,
"Yeah,
interesting here in Florida the week before I'm going to be there, or week after, whatever week that was."
That timing did not work out. Lewis approves the order of the list, so
I mean, I think he should.
Yeah. If I can just go back for a moment, because I don't want the chat to get too out of control before I forget to mention it. That Val is saying that they're going to Universal in a couple of weeks, and Lewis won't let them go to Epic. What's up with that, Lewis? You're in Universal. I know they're not connected, but you're there over there. You're on that side of town. What are we doing?
What are we?
Because he's doing the Informer event, so he's focused on.
But you're over there. Might as well. Here's the thing. So listening to all of our guests so far, I was like, all right, this okay, let me back up. I was like, maybe I would consider taking the kids And maybe if I did a summer trip, maybe we'd spend a day and go. Then listening to the reviews, I went, oh, maybe I don't do it in the summer because it sounds like it's going to be pretty hot. And then today we have friends here who just returned from a surprise trip for their kids to Disney, but also went, oh, wait, we can get preview tickets to Epic, and went to Epic one of these too. And we're like, oh my God, we loved it. It was so amazing. Kids had an amazing time. And I was like, uh-oh. Do I have to put that back into a thought? But I'm still, I feel that the heat is going to play a factor, because I already know going into it personally for our family and the kids, I know what they will be into is not everything. So it's also like I'm willing to go to check it all out and see the things they would be into, but also because it's not going to be everything, do I do that in more enjoyable temperatures, or do I just go and went, okay, we went, we're done? I don't know yet. I still don't know.
I don't think it's a problem. My inclination with a situation like Epic Universe, especially in the summer, unless you're, this is like a Stephers opinion, so keep that in mind. Unless you're staying on site at like Stella Nova. Hold on.
Don't ask too long. I'll just say the name of those resorts. No.
Hold on. Terra Luna, Stella Nova. I mixed the second words, and then Helios.
Terra Luna.
Okay. Wow.
Terra Lunar.
Potato. Unless you're staying at one of the closer resorts, it's like at Disney. It's like it's easy to just go back, take a nap, or like head to the pool, take a midday break.
Right.
But like going all the way back to like Hard Rock, and this is a first world problem, because really it's not that difficult, because you got the transportation that they provide to you. I would just be like, I'm wasting daylight. I'm not utilizing, especially since it's the first time. Like I would feel more inclined to go later in the year when it's cooler, or set it up where I would go multiple times so that I wouldn't feel as bad if I were to take a break. That's just my opinion. I personally, thinking of your kids and what I'm assuming they're going to like, I would just do it later in the
year. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of leaning that way.
Just because if they're anything like me, the heat will get to them before you can probably enjoy all this stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So then you'll have to go back anyway.
Yeah. I mean, and also, the tickets aren't cheap, which Lewis is mentioning as well. The tickets are not cheap. So, and I know that previews have been happening. So obviously not everything's going to be up and running. And obviously things are going to be breaking down and all of that. But maybe we just iron those out a little bit more. And we give that some time, and we give it the summer a little bit, because if I'm probably not experiencing everything and I'm kind of staying focused, I want there to be a pretty good chance, I understand things happen, but a pretty good chance that what I am seeing will probably be functional during the time I'm there. So that's also a bit of a hesitation.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, that's kind of the camp I'm in as well. November just seems more likely.
Yeah.
Just I have to. It's not only being mindful of my wallet, but also mindful of like what I can handle. Yeah. My body is not accustomed to the Florida humidity or the Florida heat. Like hats, I suffocate in hats. I don't necessarily like it. They're great to cover you from the sun, but like then my head gets hot, and then like I overheat, and then I'm just not having a great time. And then I, even with hydration, like I gotta be smarter.
Yeah. I gotcha.
The way you describe the travel from Hard Rock to Epic Universe, is Epic Universe Universal's Animal Kingdom in this scenario? Like, is it too far off? Like, you put in a lot of time traveling. You lose a lot of daylight going to the Animal Kingdom, and God knows there's a lot of daylight to be had at the Animal Kingdom.
I don't know. Number one, that's disrespectful, and as a part of the monorail, I will not have this. Number two, I don't think it's quite You know what's funny is I kind of feel like All Stars is a further hike. You know what I mean? Like
That's crazy
Anim-
talk. What do you mean? That's absolutely not.
I don't know if I would go that. It's not far. That's what I'm saying. It's just like first world problems of like, oh, I'm so used to just kind of walking.
Sure.
You can't just walk. And I feel like if you're waiting for a method of transportation, you're wasting time. Well, quote unquote wasting time unless it's at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
I'll frame it differently. Long term.
No. Sorry. We're disrespecting Animal Kingdom. I just couldn't get the note.
More people going to stay. More people. The most people, would you say, stay at Hard Rock? I mean, everyone's going to be on that part of the. That's where people are staying. Are they more likely to go to the other two parks more often than Epic long term, because they're staying closer to those other two parks?
Well, it's hard to say. I think short term, yes, only because of how the tickets are structured. Long term, I'd like to think that there will be a way for people to price out their vacations where it makes sense to do like an Epic themed, like it's two separate things. It's like when you're planning a Disney trip, but you're also going to dabble in Universal. Like you can't.
Right.
Short term, yes, I do think more people are still going to go to Studios and Islands and Volcano, but I think that's just because of the way that the ticket sales are being structured. I think getting only one day at Epic versus, and you have to get to, a couple days at the other parks. Like, why would you? To me, it makes more sense to still stay in the OG hub versus the new stuff. Now, for me, I'm staying at Helios when I go over and have my Epic day, so don't you even worry. Because for me, like, I've done all of the Universal stuff, so it's like, I want to stay at Helios. I want to kind of experience that situation.
And this is an interesting point, too, because both of you have stayed in the Universal resorts. I have not. So in the Universal Islands area, to hop from park to park, to access the hotels, you have City Walk, all of that. That's all easily accessible, right? Like you can do a boat, you can walk, you can do all these things. So that is interesting too as time goes on. I mean, it's great that the new hotels connect to Epic, but you still have like more going on currently over on the OG side. If you are planning more of a Universal vacation, it kind of would make, like, if you're just going to go experience Epic for 2 days and stay in one of the new hotels and whatever, and I get that. But if you're having like a Universal vacation, it does seem like it would make more sense to stay on the OG side just because you have more going on, and then you can hop over to Epic to check that out too.
I think I haven't looked at prices recently, but I think the value you could potentially get at Stella Nova and Terra Luna, you could possibly make that work. Like I wouldn't, for a seasoned person for Universal, I wouldn't necessarily hesitate to stay at Stella Nova or Terra Luna. I think long term, like a long vacation, like you said, it does make it. I mean, it just makes sense, especially if you have a whole family and like, I don't know anything about that. But for me, if the price is comparable and it's a new thing, like, why wouldn't I do the new thing?
Right.
That's just me, though.
Yeah, I mean, in this house, we've done a very bad thing where we went to Universal and Mrs. Dillo loved how close in proximity everything was, of course, pre-Epic. And then we went to Walt Disney World for a couple of days with the whole family, where the buses and everything just felt like we were traveling everywhere. And then we went to Disneyland, where everything was walkable. And so between the close proximity of the original Universal parks and City Walk, and then to Disneyland, those two pieces of bread, it's very hard for Mrs. Dillo to see the meat that is Walt Disney World now, because that was a much more relaxing environment in both examples.
I was going to say, I think they're different beasts, but I think it's oh, I was gonna make an age play there. I don't know if I want to say that. I think as you visit the parks more, I'll say it this way. I think you'll get a taste of what you prefer, and that will it'll kind of make or break what kind of experience you build for yourself. Like people who are going for the first time are going to try to do XYZ thing and kind of put it all in there. I wouldn't necessarily do that anymore. I like the convenience of staying on site, so I try to budget that in. Like there are just a lot of different things, and if you don't care and you're more about saving money on the stay and then being able to spend more money in the park, like it's just different for each family. So it's, I don't know, for me, I'm going to invest in a Helios stay. Period.
I feel like at this point, and hearing as much as we've been hearing, I'm just so interested to see how a lot of things play out over the next few months, over the next year, and into the future, where to see how the transportation is working between the parks, to see how they may expand or incorporate more things into Epic, and kind of just see, especially for Stephers, universal lovers, to really see what, Frank's big question to everybody has been, can you see yourself going back over and over again? And I am intrigued to hear from the universal crowd as time goes on to see how it's really all moving and grooving and working out, and not in a way of comparing it to Disney, because I just can't. I can't.
You can't.
I
mean, you actually can't. I mean, you can.
No. But I
really
can't. Why are we doing that? Just leave it alone. Stop with the comparisons. Like, I'm interested in hearing about Universal and between the three parks. And for those that are hardcore Universal fans, and for those who maybe are being introduced to Universal because of Epic, and just how it all plays out the next couple of months, couple of years. It'll be cool to watch because it has been so long since a new theme park has opened in Orlando. It's been a while.
My inkling is, as time goes on, especially with locals and pass holders, and when they add Epic into that whole realm, I think people, so for me, this is my thought process just based off of what I've seen, not necessarily, I obviously haven't witnessed it, XYZ thing. You could probably spend a day or like a good portion of your day in each area. So like that's visits all in and of itself, repeatability. Yeah. But I do think as locals and pass holders and even people who just visit a bunch of times and have all the money in the world, woohoo, go you. I think people will gravitate towards specific areas or specific restaurants or specific things. And that will be their reasoning for returning. But I don't see how that is any different than how we currently do the parks. I think each person, like not everyone wants to go to Magic Kingdom every single time they go to Disney. Some people always make sure that they go to Hollywood Studios. Like it's that kind of thing. I think that same concept will come into play. I do think it'll be easier for pass holders and locals for right now. And that's just kind of the nature of the structure. I honestly don't necessarily hate the way that they've done it. I wish selfishly it was a little bit more accessible. I mean, listen, they opened up the previews to everyone. So like how much easier could it get? I don't know. I think I don't want to buy tickets to Studios and Islands if I don't need to visit the parks.
Right.
So
yeah,
I don't know. I'm excited. I just need time. It does need to settle. There are going to be issues. Issues will happen even after what's the word? Like the initial period.
Yeah.
I think what happens is people set such high expectations, and then it's like a bad luck wombo combo situation in which like the people that whatever ride was down for the entire day and people were so upset, whatever the case may be. Number one, the park's not officially open. Number two, I understand you spent money. You deserve compensation for that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that is bound to happen. And I'd rather them stress test now than open and stress test. Like just now be stress testing. Like the stress test is gonna keep going and going and going. But I like that they're doing this initial period. That just makes, a little bit, it makes it a little bit more realistic when it does open officially, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Take that for what it's worth.
Yeah, because I think people have to set their expectations appropriately. You got to deal with the expectations, everybody. But because, like you said, there are going to be glitches, there are going to be things down. I also think that's theme parks overall. It doesn't matter how long a theme park has been open. There's always bound to be a ride down. And I get that's annoying and frustrating, but it's going to happen. And it will definitely happen here. I saw Lewis say, my question is, will the Orlando Informer event ever add Epic to the party? Which is exactly my point too. And we talked about with Justin for Halloween Horror Nights, like, will there be a crossover of some kind? It's all these types of things that
I don't think so.
Will be interesting to see how it plays out.
Maybe in 5 years, maybe. But I don't think, I think that Epic needs to start turning over profit for them to try to, like, not to belittle OI, but I think like Microsoft or like those corporate places could buy out, but I think they need to be in the green for a consistent period before they're going to turn around and rent their park out for potentially making less money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that that's quite on the table. I'm not saying it's impossible. I just don't think that it's now. I'd love that though, because that would be, I was going to say epic, and that's so
appropriate.
That was too on the nose, though.
All right. Well, and just so we're noting it, 30 minutes in for the first Wombo combo. I'm surprised by that. Stephers, leaving Celestial Park out of it. Isle of Berg, Super Nintendo World, Dark Universe, and Ministry of Magic. And give me the order in which you're looking forward to the most. I guess I shouldn't disparage.
Honestly, I don't know why you're disrespecting Celestial Park, to be honest. But I'll bite here. I'll bite. It's because it's an original concept, and you hate original concepts. Anyway, probably Dark Universe, Ministry of Magic, How to Train Your Dragon, and then Nintendo World. Probably. Yeah, Dark Universe, kind enough said. I'm looking forward to that immersive experience, Monsters Unchained. Like, I'm looking forward to kind of getting my monsters fix in a park consistently. Ministry, to be honest with you, the only reason I put that second is because I have seen pictures of that queue. And if you know me, you know I love an immersive experience. And that being able to I know nothing about Fantastic Beasts. I know nothing about that kind of era of Harry Potter. I'm an OG girly. But seeing what I've seen and like being like, oh, I've read that, but also I've seen that in a movie, and them being able to, I only saw pictures, don't yell at me, being able to replicate that in a way where you can like tangibly see and touch things. In theory, I don't know how close you can get to these things. I think that puts it over the edge. The meet and greets for Isle of Berk, don't yell at me, I have not seen How to Train Your Dragon yet, so I don't have that emotional tie. However, I do think what they've done with that kind of experience is worth it. Nintendo World, what really puts that lowest on the list is I know that that's everyone's kind of like nostalgia punch, and I want to meet Toad and I want to ride the rides, but it's already done, and I've already seen the different situations, and I just feel like that's a bit overhyped for me. So that's not necessarily like I'm excited. I want a picture with Toad, and that is literally my number one thing that I want to do when I go to Nintendo World. But I don't have that big of a shiny kind of reaction to it. I don't know. Also, I think that the park at night is hold on. I'm sorry. Celestial Park is my number one answer. I just want to make that clear that, Frank made me exclude that, but Celestial Park is actually the top option. Now, let me tell you why, even though you didn't ask. Dueling Dragons, period. Number 2, I think that the park at night is and will be phenomenal. I think Celestial Park will be the most slept on area, especially at night. I think it's going to give, what is that place called? World Celebration Gardens, the place with the lights where they keep breaking. That situation, I think that will be like a very chill vibe, but also just take it in, love it, list it, kind of. Food-wise, I don't know if I really have a rank yet. Because I haven't really I think it's an ambiance menu kind of vibe, and I don't know if I've really dove into that.
Lewis is shocked that you haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon, which I was surprised by as well.
But listen, people cry, and it took me a really long time to watch Onward. If y'all know, y'all know. I know that they're not in the same realm. However, like if I'm gonna cry,
right. Do you think you'll see?
I'm going to see it. Oh, I think well, I'm gonna watch the animated before I go to Epic. Period.
Right.
But based on the live action, I think it looks good. Maybe someone tell me if it's actually not depicting accurately, but it looked like it was depicting accurately.
Yeah, it hasn't come out yet, but it looks good.
No, but the trailer came out.
Yeah. Looks good. Yeah. Val saying Nintendo World looks so cool. I love those games. Hearing that you can interact and play all the things.
And I'm not a huge interactive. Like, I get it. I'll probably get a band for. I don't know if I'll get a band. I was telling Justin and I think Lynn. I think we were having that talk on the show. I'd rather get the new interactive wand for Harry Potter than a power-up band. But I love Toad. So really, do I get both? Probably. That's besides the point.
Right. Yeah, because I think that's like famous last words. Like, oh no, I'm not going to get the band. I'm not going to do that.
I don't need it, but like respectfully, I'm going to be like, oh, impulse buy. Oh, impulse buy.
Does anyone need anything when they go to the when you're in a theme park?
Yes.
Are you like, I need this?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, tell me something that you need. What?
Oh, I thought you meant at Epic?
Anywhere. If you are in a theme park. What?
Epcot. Every time I go to Epcot, I need the caramel corn.
Oh, the caramel corn. Okay. I mean, but like if you're shopping merch.
A mug typically.
But you need it.
Yes, that is an internal, like myself is ripping apart if I don't buy a mug.
I predict that's how you will feel if you don't get a band.
Yeah, probably.
I'm saying it now. We're gonna bring up this clip when I see you interacting with things at Epic at some point.
I thought you were about to say when I see you, when I go to visit you in X amount of time.
Well, when I see you in November and we are interacting in Nintendo World together with our
Angela Dalton are going to this.
We're gonna get her in. She doesn't know yet.
Okay, I rely on her to split hotels with me nowadays.
Okay.
So
I'll let her know.
Let me tell you, we have to make this happen because if I go one more year without meeting Angela, we might have issues. Like I do need to meet
You didn't say this
Jeffers.
about me ever.
Oh, well, that's
because you're old and like I expect disappointment. It's fine.
Right.
Like you have a family and like I get it. Angela just like she can't give me the pep talk.
Family.
Yeah. But she like does 10,000 things. You're like,
also does a lot of things.
She can't call herself my den mother and like not meet me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
right.
Stephers.
Yeah.
I wanna. Did you watch all the monster movies as a youth? Like, did you get into all the Universal monster movies? Because I mean, you're such a Universal person. Was it like the Beetlejuice show and all of that makes you drawn more to Dark Universe?
No. Beetlejuice is like my favorite movie, but like Frankenstein, like that kind of all of that. No, I think the Halloween Horror Nights background I have, plus I've always enjoyed what they've been able to do with them. And I think that this is something that everyone's been wanting for a really long time. So it's my most anticipated. Will it be my favorite by the end? I don't know. But I do think it's my most anticipated just because of what I've seen them do, what I hope they've done, and what I hope they'll continue to do, kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm surprised to hear that Super Nintendo World is your least, just because I think of you as a gamer. So I figured that, but I understand the nostalgia.
I am. Yeah, no, I am, and I have fun fact. People think it's Mickey hands on the back of my arm, but it's actually Mario gloves because me and my best friend play Mario together. I just it's not different for me. I think the hype is diminished because it's already been done. So I already kind of know what to expect in it.
Right.
So I want to participate, but I'm also just, like I said, I'm not huge interactive. And I think that that's a really big component of that area. I just want to ride a Mario Kart IRL, that's really all I want to do. Donkey Kong. I'm a Toad girly. Period.
I think I might use that as the promo for this episode.
I'm a Toad girly. That's all right. If that's what you must do, then that's what you must do. I'm sure I'll say more off the cuff things by the end of this.
So Celestial Park 1, Dark Universe 2.
Correct. And y'all know, if you don't know, fun fact you're gonna learn today. Almost every single thing that's an original concept I enjoy more. You typically Halloween Horror Nights, I like the original concept houses more. It scratches that creative itch, I think, in my brain.
I mean,
you're like, that's you. You're like, you could.
What are your thoughts on Port of Entry at Islands of Adventure?
Why are you asking this question?
Where are you going with this?
Because I enjoy, again, I worked at Universal when Islands of Adventure opened. There was a lot of lore and background story to Port of Entry, and it got you hype. I don't know if anyone feels hype walking through Port of Entry.
Have you listened to the playlist on loop? Because I sure as heck do.
The music is great.
Hold on, excuse you? Hold on. I feel like that is part of the immersive experience. I'm sorry, but it is a huge flag. Hey, you know how when you walk through when you drive through the Walt Disney World arches and Mickey and Minnie are all like, hey, Walt Disney World.
Why are we comparing?
Because it's the same effect when I walk into Islands and I see the adventure begins. That's the same.
You don't make a face. I agree with you about the art. I'll take the architecture is great. I like I said, the background story is great.
You're kind of poo-pooing this situation. I'm not. Why did we get here?
Is you're breezing through to get to the good stuff. You're not taking the time to walk through Port of Entry.
I said, hold on a second. There is a quality Christmas ornament shop that you can go. I don't know if you can put me in this. This is not.
But. Lewis is saying, I really have never liked Port of Entry. I am a lot more of a fan of the studio. Studio feels like a real place. I don't connect with IOA. Now you're making Stephers angry. I didn't even say that, Lewis. I'm saying I like the things I'm getting yelled at.
Most people don't understand I don't want to say impact because I don't think impact is the right word. I mean, most people don't understand it. And they are just trying to get left to Marvel Superhero Island, or they're going right to go to Doctor. I get what you're saying. I think I'm not in the park if that doesn't exist. The BGM sure, it's great, but like it fits with that whole thing. Like I don't think you can have one without the other.
And you're right that the coaster in Celestial Park does bring it up a notch. I don't know why you're getting so angry. I see Stephers just mad at me now.
Well, why did you exclude it though? Like, what made you exclude that from the ranking? Is it because it's original, or is it because?
No,
I mean original in terms of like it's not an IP kind of thing. That's
I get you. I did ignore in the moment the racers, so I get you. I do just see it as an entry of a park, though.
Okay. I mean, I can see how you got there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But without going, I can't say.
I'm saying that we have had 3 guests on this podcast the last 3 weeks, and all they've talked about is it being too hot, or if they had something to drink, or if maybe they took a look at the merch. None of them talked about, and now I'm putting words in their mouth.
Oh, so now they're going to all yell. Now everyone's going to yell at you.
Celestial Park is all I'm saying.
But I think if you talk to most of those people, I can really only vouch for 1, maybe 2. I don't think any of them, like, I don't think that this was their most anticipated anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this will be the most slept on. And just based off of your statement, I think that that's already accurate. But I think this might be, I don't know. I think this might be one of my favorite places, especially at night. So I don't disagree. I disagree. I don't. It can just be the entrance of the park, but also I don't know why that diminishes its value.
Listen, I think Universal has diminished its value by talking about the portals to the other areas and not Celestial Park enough.
They're not going to sell people on an original concept. They're going to sell you on things that you already know. That's a marketing thing.
I get.
Well, don't talk to me about Universal marketing right now.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mom. I said the wrong thing. It's fine,
Stephers. It's fine.
Jen has always had beef with Universal.
I've always. This goes back forever. This goes back to the 90s. Goes back to when I worked there.
No,
it goes back a long time.
Did you guys know I'm turning 30 this year?
I know, it's so exciting, Stephers. How are you feeling about it?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm about to live my best. Well, I'm already living my best life, but I'm about to live like my next era of my best life,
Will we be seeing T Swift next year? Any plans?
Is there a surprise? It's done.
No,
I'm in a depression.
What? She's not done. So I figured.
I'm in a depression. Yeah. Right now we're in a T Swift depression.
I see. I figured if anyone had inside scoop, it would be you. So
we'll probably be getting. Yeah, we'll probably be getting a new album announced here soon. But
yeah, you're always getting a new album from T Swift.
Yeah,
I can only hope for the best.
All right, Stephers. I just want to say, because you're here and we're happy that you're here, but that means I bring along my Universal Studios Escape VIP tours manual. That doesn't, does not include Epic Universe, obviously, because it's from 1999.
Sure. Stephers, what year were you born?
I'll give you the option. I can read to you about Port of Entry.
1995.
Right.
You were 4. It's fine. 3 going on 4. I can read to you the excerpts from Port of Entry to make all of us feel better about how I feel about Port of Entry. Or I can give you some fun quiz questions that I was required to take in order to become a tour guide about old school Universal Studios.
I will fail the questions, but you know what I will say while we're on this topic of Epic Universe? You know what they did do is they created a beautiful, beautiful fountain that is reminiscent of something that a beloved, iconic situation that will no longer exist. And I just wanted to say that it'll exist at Epic Universe. And
Stephers, did you go see Muppets when you were at Walt Disney World in March? Why are you shaking your head at like that? Get out of
How
here.
dare you with that face? How dare you?
No. Of course I didn't.
When's the
I
last
did see the
time
new
you saw
Country
it?
Bears. Probably when I was a youth.
When you were what?
I don't actually know if I've ever seen it.
What?
Like I couldn't. Like it
How are you on
precedes
the
my
Monday
memory.
Morning Monorail podcast making a statement like that?
I have made blatant statements in which I don't care about the Muppets. Let's calm down. Let's calm down here. I don't hide from my, people don't like
never been to
ET. I
Muppet
don't
Vision
care
3D.
about Muppets.
Oh, my.
I think I have. No. I think I have. I just think it precedes my memory. Like I think I was really young when I saw it. I don't think I've seen it any recent.
It was when you were doing this spiel. That's when she saw it.
So I have all the pages of port of entry here.
Oh.
There's highlighted notes.
There it. Port of entry is designed to set the mood for the adventure which awaits you, with architectural styles and designs drawn from the adventurous feel of the Mediterranean, Black, and Baltic seas, as well as more ornate styles found all around the world. Music also plays an important role in creating the atmosphere of adventure. An original score for Port of Entry was written by William Kidd to help set the tone throughout the area.
And it sure does.
That's hitting Stephers right in the feels. Upon entering the port and approaching the main entrance plaza, a series of canopies can be seen offering shelter from the elements. These massive coverings are actually the sailcloths of Chinese junk ships and have been there since the port's beginning, when it was nothing more than a fortress designed to give the inhabitants of the area protection.
Oh, page 2.
No, that's all. I'm not saying anything else. Where's the Christmas shop that we were talking about here? The Croissant Moon Bakery, is that still there, Stephers?
Still there. Wait. Did they just close that? No, I think it's still there. Yeah, it's still there.
Still there.
Why did I think they closed it? I don't know. They closed something. I couldn't tell you what. Anyway, yeah, that's still there.
Now
have I done there before? Can't tell you.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think the Christmas shop was there when the park first opened. I think it came after.
It probably did. That actually wouldn't surprise me.
It was there the first year, though. But I think it was like when it got close to the holidays, they were like, "Oh, we need this."
We do need it. It is quality, and I have an ornament still from that very shop.
We have. We still have at Mama and Papa Dillo's the 12 Dr. Seuss ornaments of Christmas or something like that. We have
I don't even have a Dr. Seuss ornament.
Stephers, what did you do when you were at how many because this is what I didn't hear from Living with the Land and back in at the beginning of April with how many times did you end up doing Living with the Land?
Like less than 10.
Less than 10?
Yeah.
Single digits, Stephers? You couldn't make it to 10?
I mean, I could have. It just wasn't a requirement.
And you were only there.
I had to get caramel corn. I rode Spaceship Earth. Listen. I just wanted to get my money's worth. You know what I'm saying? I would have ridden it. I understand. I didn't have to. It wasn't.
Yeah. Was it less than 5?
No, I think I rode it more than 5. No. I want to say between 6 and 8. At least 4. I have to look at pictures that I'm in. You know what I mean? I don't remember.
That's fair. Fair enough.
I'm getting old. I don't have a good memory anymore.
Yeah. All right. So then 30th birthday in Nashville. Then Horror Nights is on the fence. You're going to be at the November meetup, confirmed.
Sure.
It's
people
time.
Are putting. Okay, sure.
It's time.
It's time.
The time is now.
What
are there anything else that we missed from Epic Universe that would be bucket list items for you? Like a must do, I gotta do it as soon as I get there. There's something I gotta do it. I gotta go. I gotta see this with my own eyes.
I gotta see everything. You know what's funny is I think that my number one thing is Helios. Like, I want to see that kind of hub.
Yeah.
And I know that that's silly when you have a whole park, but like that's one of my hype things.
Well, and I think and again, I think it's to our quote unquote argument about Celestial Park is that it is, I think, something that is not being.
It ties it all in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be incorporated more. I know from a marketing standpoint, it's not flashy and cool and things like that. But I do think sometimes what Universal is missing is that we bring you into it, which is what the portals are doing. But there should also be that opening element of it that they're providing from the moment you wake up in the morning to the end of the night, you can be self-contained in that park. There's something to that. It's something that actually works for the Animal Kingdom, right? If you go to the Animal Kingdom Lodge and then you go to the Animal Kingdom, you feel like you're just having an all-day Animal Kingdom experience. I feel like they could do something similar.
I think it will come with time. Maybe. Like, that's my inkling. I think a lot of people, that's not what they're coming for. Realistically, that people aren't coming for Celestial Park.
Right. No, and it's also lessons learned, which is why I made the joke about Port of Entry too, is that, I think that they try to make it seem cool, again, as a way to bring you into this kind of mystical area. And it was the Animal Kingdom too. It was the idea of bringing you in, and people didn't buy in right away, I don't think, in both cases. So I think,
but I think the people who are quote unquote diehards, I don't necessarily think they understand the lore, but I think that they can appreciate it.
Yeah.
For what it is.
Yeah.
Whether it's just an entry, you can still appreciate it. It's not islands to me without that. And I think people will get there.
Yeah.
With Celestial Park, at least.
And I think I'm crapping on. Did I say crap on the podcast? I don't know.
I've said it 3 times now.
I'm crapping on Celestial Park because I want there to be the balance, right? I want it to be included, but I understand that it can't be the thing. I get it, but it's gotta. You don't have to blow me away with something that probably is gonna be a walkthrough for a lot of people, but. I don't know. When you don't tie it all together, I get a little wonky.
I think you're wonky anyway.
I am wonky.
I get what you're saying.
Get off my lawn, Stephers.
Oh.
Jen, is there anything that we've left off the table that we need to address here with Stephers, who we haven't spoken to in a while, but I've talked to more recently than you?
True. I don't think so. I mean, I think we have covered all of our FOMO and our debates of timing and where our FOMO currently lies and where it may lay in the future.
Stephers, you gonna make it?
Make it to Epic or make it to November?
In November.
Where were you? Yeah.
Just commit. Hit the buzzer. Hit the red button.
I will
Got Talent.
To the possibility.
She's going.
Listen, if we can crowdfund me, if people split hotels with me,
I've already texted Angela, so
of course she did.
See how that goes. Lewis is saying, welcome to the Dillo peer pressure group. Jeffers is the head peer pressurer, and he will be in contact to manipulate you into joining us on the meetup.
Well, unless he's going to manipulate some dollary dues in my wallet. Respectfully, I can say no. But I will not poo-poo the possibility. I just will poo-poo the commitment right now because I can't commit.
All right. That's fine. We'll take that. We'll take a tentative.
All right, Stephers. It is now time for you to plug all the things in all the places. Yeah, I know you're back on the Twitch. You're doing all the things. You're everywhere again. I see you all the time.
I'm not everywhere. I feel like
on
Twitch.
Yeah, I feel like you're there, and therefore I'm on the Twitch all the time.
Sure you are. I am on the Twitch Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturday evenings. Adventures with Stephers. I play games. I make blankets. It depends on the day,
Do you make blankets while you play games?
No, typically I make a blanket and then I play games. I can't multitask like that. I'm just because I got to do the blanket on top of my desk. And But yeah, Adventures with Stephers on all the things. Monday morning Monorail podcast. Your, favorite way to start your week.
All right, Stephers, we'll wrap it up here on Theme Park Thursday with Dillo's Diz. Thanks for joining us here today as we experience all the FOMO with Epic Universe's opening day.
I just want to go to Epic Universe.
Perfect way to end that.
Until next time, she's Jen. That's Stephers, and I'm Frank. Bye-bye.
Deuces. The Dillo's Diz podcast is hosted by Frank Cardillo and Jen Cardillo Snyder. Music produced by Matt Harvey. Logos and video production courtesy of Snidillo Studios. Dillo's Diz Resort is our Patreon with tiers starting as low as $1 per month. You can visit dillosdizresort.com to learn more. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, X Twitter, and Facebook at Dillo's Diz. Check us out on YouTube by visiting youtube.com/DillosDiz. Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're there. We also have merch available on TeePublic and Etsy. For all this and more, visit our one-stop shop, dillosdiz.com. Dillo's Diz Podcast 2025.